Amplifier protection circuits. Are they good? Yeah, they're good. Well, sometimes they can be awesome. Basically, what a protection circuit on an amplifier, on your amplifier, or like any other, on a lot of amplifiers, basically help protect your amp from getting a short circuit or a 0 ohm load. A short circuit is basically when two wires touch. That see right there, when two wires touch, the positive and negative, when they touch together, it bypasses the current load. That's basically what a short circuit is. You probably know what a short circuit is. Basically, amplifiers, if there's any short circuit in the actual output stages of the amplifier, then the transistors in your amplifier will blow very, very easily. So basically, amplifiers are protection circuits to help protect them from help protect the transistors from being blown up. Now, amplifier protection circuits can be pretty awesome because they actually help save you money, so you don't have to buy new transistors, and they also, they basically help protect your amplifier. So here I'm going to demonstrate a protection circuit. Here we have, right next to me, if you can't see very well, this thing. Is a LaPi OP2020A Plus amplifier that does have a protection circuit on it to help protect the amplifier stage from just basically getting fried. If that amplifier protection, if that amplifier chip in this thing gets fried, then it's going to blow up very, very easily. Right here we have a Pi woofer that's connected to the amp to obviously demonstrate the protection circuit. So here we go. We're going to be playing a 20 hertz test tone through the amplifier. Let's go ahead and crank the amplifier up a little bit. Here we got the cone on the woofer moving. Now I'm going to short circuit these leads and I'm going to show you what this does. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yep, you can hear a relay click inside the receiver. And basically that's it going into a protection mode to help protect the amplifier chip from blowing up. Now, this is probably one of the few mini amps that only has a protection circuit, but there's a lot of amps out there that obviously do have protection mode because basically if you have like an amplifier, like a home theater receiver with a screen on it, it will often flash on the screen protection, and then it'll shut off and you have to reset it in order to turn it back on. Basically, this has a self-resetting protection circuit. This LaPi over here has a self-resetting protection circuit. Basically, it resets itself without having to turn back on the amp. So it just goes relay click, and then the relay clicks, and then the amplifier goes back on, playing the signal through the speaker. Now, if you ever see an amplifier like this, which is a Bluetooth speaker amplifier, it's from a Bluetooth speaker. This has no relay on it whatsoever because it's obviously being ran by a battery. Amplifiers being ran by a AC current only have like relays because of course they need relays in the power supply section to run the protection circuit on the amp. So basically, these kind of amplifiers will not have any protection circuit whatsoever, so you gotta be extremely, extremely, extremely careful on the speaker output. So you can't short it out like this because you're going to it's going to cause the amplifier chip, which is one of the components around here, I can't exactly remember, that's going to go up in smoke. So and you probably don't want to do that if you want to keep this. But yeah, basically amplifiers like these will have protection circuits on them to protect the amplifier chip from blowing. Now, sometimes I've had a few people do this before. These protection circuits aren't always going to work. They're not going to work all the time, like it's your lifesaver to your amplifier. Sometimes it will bypass the protection circuit and it will sometimes go directly to the transistors. The short circuit is going directly to the transistors, and then you'll have your blown transistors, and then you have to get them replaced, which is gonna be if you don't want to spend money on new transistors for your amp and you want to have a good working amp for the entire time, then you probably don't want to short circuit your amplifier too many times and always strip the protection circuit, because they don't always work on even on modern day amplifiers like home theater receivers and stuff, they don't always work. Now, vintage amplifiers, of course, will, well, some will have protection circuits, like my Technics SA203 AM/FM stereo receiver back in my mom's house does have a protection circuit on it. It's from like the late 70s, early 80s, I think. But not really any vintage, like early amps, like from about 1980s, minus, I think. No, I think 1980s and up amplifiers won't have protection circuits. For example, I've seen amplifiers from like 1973 or so that just blow the transistors directly. So basically, yeah, a lot of amplifiers will not have protection circuits, but amplifiers with protection circuits are often good. Another thing that an amplifier protection circuit will do, besides when you accidentally short circuit the wires just by touching them, an amplifier protection circuit will also protect the amplifier from short circuits due to blown speakers. So basically, a blown speaker, basically the voice coil wires, the adhesive on the voice coil wires, when the voice coil heats up, the adhesive melts, and then the voice coil wires start coming apart. Right, and then they start shorting out. And that basically causes a short circuit. Same thing as doing this to your amplifier, short-circuiting the wires. So basically, because the voice coil wires themselves is basically short-circuiting and causing your amplifier to go into protection mode, because it's obviously being fed a short circuit. Now, I do recommend people who like to blow up speakers on the internet and stuff, don't use a vintage amplifier. It'll probably just blow the transistors like directly, not even going into a protection circuit or something, because vintage amplifiers don't have protection circuits, like I say. So even like running two speakers and short circuiting the wires, it'll cause the amplifier to go into its protection circuit less, because basically you're running two speakers at a time, and that's causing the amplifier to go into its it's causing the amplifier to trip its protection circuit even less than it was before. It'll take a longer time for it to trip, which is not good, especially for your transistors, because it's going to blow up the transistors in your amplifier or amplifier chip, whatever it uses for the output stage. Now, car amplifiers, some will have protection circuit, some won't. I really don't know. I'm not into car audio, not really a car audio enthusiast. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. This is a presentation about amplifiers and short circuits, brought to you by Julian Lyons.